Chapter 1, Rumbling with Vulnerability. In the electrifying opening chapter of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown ignites the spark of daring leadership by bringing the transformative power of vulnerability to the forefront. She masterfully weaves together storytelling, research, and profound insights to set the stage for a journey that will redefine how we perceive leadership. With a tone that is nothing short of motivational, she challenges us to confront our fears, step into the arena, and rumble with vulnerability as we strive to become daring leaders. The Dance of Vulnerability. Brené Brown paints vulnerability not as a weakness but as the courageous act of embracing uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. She invites us to dance with vulnerability, to let it be our partner in the arena of life and leadership. In this dance, we shed the armor of invulnerability and show up authentically, wholeheartedly, and imperfectly. Brown's message is clear: true leadership begins when we dare to be vulnerable. The paradox of vulnerability. One of the most captivating aspects of this chapter is the paradox of vulnerability. Brown reveals that while vulnerability may seem like a risky endeavor, it is actually the path to courage, connection, and creativity. Daring leaders understand that to achieve greatness, they must dare to be vulnerable. They know that in vulnerability, there is strength; in embracing our imperfections, there is authenticity. The myths of vulnerability. Brown brilliantly dismantles the myths surrounding vulnerability, exposing them for the barriers they are. She dispels the myth that vulnerability is about letting it all hang out, emphasizing that it's about sharing with discernment, not recklessness. She also tackles the myth that vulnerability is a sign of weakness and shows how it takes immense courage to be vulnerable. The power of vulnerability. What makes this chapter truly motivational is the unwavering belief in the power of vulnerability. Brown illustrates how vulnerability is the bedrock of trust, connection, and innovation. She introduces the idea of armored leadership and contrasts it with the concept of daring leadership. Armored leaders hide behind masks, while daring leaders lead with their hearts exposed. The choice to be daring is a choice to be transformative. The call to daring leadership. With an infectious enthusiasm, Brown issues a call to action. She beckons us to become daring leaders, to rise above the noise of invulnerability, and to embrace the vulnerability that defines true courage. Her message is a rallying cry for us to step into the arena, to lead with our hearts, and to foster environments where others can do the same. She challenges us to be the leaders we wish to follow. A motivational rallying cry. Throughout this chapter, Brené Brown's motivational prose serves as a rallying cry for those who aspire to lead with authenticity and courage. Her words inspire us to overcome our fears, to shed the cloak of invulnerability, and to rumble with vulnerability in our pursuit of daring leadership. Inspirational takeaways from Chapter 1. 1. Vulnerability is strength. Embrace vulnerability as a source of strength, not weakness. It's the gateway to courage, connection, and creativity. 2. Courageous leadership. Daring leaders choose to be vulnerable, knowing that true courage lies in showing up as our authentic selves. 3. Myth busting. Challenge the myths that hold you back from vulnerability. It's not about reckless disclosure, it's about sharing with discernment. 4. The power of connection. Vulnerability is the foundation of trust and connection. It's the key to building strong, meaningful relationships with those you lead. 5. Leading from the heart. Armored leadership hides behind masks, but daring leadership leads with an open heart. Choose the path of daring leadership. 6. Join the arena. Step into the arena of life and leadership. Be willing to take risks and face uncertainty. This is where transformation happens. 7. Inspire others. As a daring leader, you create a space for others to be vulnerable and courageous. Your leadership becomes a source of inspiration for those you lead. Brené Brown's first chapter in Dare to Lead sets the stage for a profound exploration of leadership through the lens of vulnerability. It's a rallying cry for all aspiring leaders to embrace the power of vulnerability, choose courage over comfort, and lead with their whole hearts. As you embark on this journey through the book, remember that vulnerability is not a weakness but a wellspring of strength and authenticity. Chapter 2, Living into Our Values. In Chapter 2 of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown propels us deeper into the realm of daring leadership by exploring the profound significance of living in alignment with our values. With eloquence and inspiration, she unveils the transformative power that comes from infusing our actions, decisions, and leadership with the guiding light of our core values. The foundation of authentic leadership. Brown paints a vivid picture of the critical role that values play in authentic leadership. She portrays them as the bedrock upon which our leadership identity is constructed. Our values are not mere words but guiding principles that illuminate our path, enabling us to lead with purpose, integrity, and authenticity. Values in action. The chapter radiates with the notion that values are not passive concepts but dynamic forces that require intentional action. To be daring leaders, we must move beyond superficial declarations of values and put them into action. Brown invites us to ask ourselves, do our values show up in our behaviors? Living into our values requires unwavering commitment and an unflinching willingness to embody them. Cultivating a values-driven culture. Brown eloquently demonstrates how daring leaders are instrumental in shaping a values-driven culture. By modeling the alignment of their values with their actions, they ignite a ripple effect within their teams and organizations. In such cultures, authenticity thrives, trust blossoms, and individuals are empowered to bring their whole selves to work. The role of clarity and accountability. Motivation surges through the pages as Brown highlights the importance of clarity and accountability in the values equation. Daring leaders are crystal clear about their values and are relentless in holding themselves and others accountable to them. In doing so, they create an environment where values are not empty words but lived experiences. Values as a North Star. Brown paints values as our North Star in the complex landscape of leadership. They serve as our compass, guiding us through turbulent waters. When faced with tough decisions or challenging situations, daring leaders turn to their values for guidance and remain unwavering in their commitment to honor them. Inspiration from Chapter 2. 1. Values as foundations. Values are the bedrock of authentic leadership, providing a solid foundation upon which daring leaders build their identity. 2. Action over words. It's not enough to merely profess our values, we must embody them through our actions and decisions. 3. Cultural transformation. Daring leaders have the power to transform organizational cultures by modeling values alignment. 4. Clarity and accountability. Clarity about values and unwavering accountability to them are essential components of values-driven leadership. 5. North Star guidance. Values serve as our North Star, offering guidance and unwavering principles when navigating leadership. Living into our values, a motivational journey. In Chapter 2 of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown ignites a fire within us, compelling us to live into our values with unyielding determination. She paints values as more than just words on paper, they are the lifeblood of authentic leadership. As daring leaders, we are called to infuse every aspect of our leadership journey with the brilliance of our values, creating cultures that inspire and transform. This chapter serves as a resounding reminder that in the pursuit of daring leadership, values are not negotiable. They are the essence of who we are as leaders and the guiding light that propels us toward a future where authenticity and integrity reign supreme. As you delve deeper into the pages of this book, may you be inspired to not just profess your values but to embody them, thus becoming a beacon of authenticity and courage for those you lead. Chapter 3, Braving Trust. In Chapter 3 of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown invites us to embark on a profound exploration of trust, a cornerstone of effective leadership. With her characteristic wisdom and motivational prose, she unfolds the components of trust through the lens of the Braving acronym, illuminating the path to fostering trust within ourselves and our teams. The anatomy of trust. Brown begins by portraying trust as the lifeblood of any healthy relationship, be it personal or professional. She introduces us to the Braving acronym, which comprises 7 key elements that form the anatomy of trust. 1. Boundaries. Trust is built on clear boundaries that define what is acceptable and what is not. Leaders set and respect these boundaries, creating a sense of safety and reliability. 2. Reliability. Consistency in actions and keeping promises is a fundamental aspect of trust. Daring leaders are dependable and follow through on their commitments. 3. Accountability. Trust is nurtured when leaders hold themselves and others accountable for their actions and decisions. Daring leaders take responsibility for their mistakes and make amends. 4. Vault. The vault symbolizes confidentiality. Trust is fostered when leaders keep sensitive information confidential, thus creating a safe space for open communication. 5. Integrity. Daring leaders operate from a place of integrity, aligning their values with their actions. They choose courage over comfort and do what is right, even when it's difficult. 6. Non-judgment. Trust thrives in an environment free of judgment. Daring leaders practice non-judgment and encourage open dialogue without fear of criticism. 7. Generosity. Trust is enhanced when leaders are generous in their assumptions about others' intentions and actions. They believe in the inherent goodness of people. Building trust through braving. With a motivational fervor, Brown explores each element of braving, offering insights and practical advice on how to build and maintain trust. She encourages us to be courageous in setting and upholding boundaries, to demonstrate reliability through consistent actions, and to foster accountability by taking ownership of our mistakes. Brown emphasizes that the vault, keeping confidences, is a crucial aspect of trust. Daring leaders recognize the importance of creating safe spaces where individuals can share their thoughts and concerns without fear of betrayal. Integrity, according to Brown, is the heart of trust. Daring leaders lead with integrity, even when it requires difficult choices. They are guided by their values and are unwavering in their commitment to doing what is right. Non-judgment plays a pivotal role in trust building. Daring leaders refrain from making assumptions and embrace a culture of curiosity and open communication. They seek to understand before passing judgment. Generosity rounds out the braving acronym, reminding us to assume positive intent in our interactions. Daring leaders believe in the goodness of others, which, in turn, encourages trust to flourish. Trust as the currency of leadership. The chapter crescendos with the notion that trust is the currency of leadership. Daring leaders understand that building and maintaining trust is essential for effective leadership. They recognize that trust is not a one-time transaction but an ongoing investment. Brown's motivational prose calls us to action, urging us to embody the elements of braving in our leadership journeys. She reminds us that trust is not simply given, it must be earned through consistent, intentional actions. Inspirational takeaways from Chapter 3. 1. Trust is essential. Trust is the foundation of effective leadership and thriving relationships. 2. Braving elements. Understand and embody the elements of the braving acronym to foster trust. 3. Building trust. Trust is built through consistent actions, maintaining boundaries, and holding oneself accountable. 4. Integrity matters. Operating with integrity is at the core of trust building. Daring leaders choose courage over comfort. 5. Non-judgment and generosity. Embrace non-judgment and assume positive intent to create an environment where trust can thrive. 6. Trust is currency. Trust is not a one-time transaction but an ongoing investment in the success of relationships and leadership. Building trust, a motivational endeavor. Chapter 3 of Dare to Lead is a motivational exploration of trust, a fundamental pillar of leadership. Brené Brown's passionate prose ignites a flame within us, inspiring us to embody the elements of braving and cultivate trust in our personal and professional lives. As you delve into this chapter, may you find the motivation to be a daring leader who understands that trust is the glue that binds teams, organizations, and communities. Trust, nurtured through consistent actions, clear boundaries, and unwavering integrity, is the catalyst for transformative leadership and wholehearted connections. Chapter 4, Learning to Rise. In Chapter 4 of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown takes us on a transformative journey through the landscape of resilience and the profound art of rising after adversity. With her motivational prose, she unveils the importance of embracing failure and setbacks as essential steps on the path to becoming daring leaders. The Resilience Revolution. Brown introduces the concept of a resilience revolution. She portrays resilience as a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. Daring leaders understand that setbacks are not the end but opportunities for growth. They view resilience as a muscle to be exercised and honed. Embracing failure. With unwavering conviction, Brown encourages us to embrace failure as an integral part of the journey. She reframes failure as an experience that offers valuable lessons and insights. Daring leaders do not shy away from failure, they lean into it, extract wisdom, and use it as a stepping stone to future success. The power of the reckoning. Motivation surges through the pages as Brown introduces the concept of the reckoning as the first step in the process of rising. The reckoning involves acknowledging and owning our emotions and experiences, especially the difficult ones. Daring leaders confront their emotions head-on, allowing vulnerability to guide them through the reckoning. The rumbling and revolution. After the reckoning comes the rumbling. This phase involves the challenging work of self-reflection and difficult conversations. Daring leaders engage in a rumble with their emotions and experiences, seeking to understand and make sense of them. Through this process, they cultivate the self-awareness necessary for growth. The revolution marks the final stage of rising. It is the moment when daring leaders emerge from the rumble transformed and renewed. With newfound wisdom and resilience, they move forward, ready to face future challenges with courage and determination. The Rising Strong Process. Brown outlines the Rising Strong process, which consists of 3 critical steps. 1. The reckoning. Confront your emotions and experiences, acknowledging the impact they have on you. 2. The rumble. Engage in self-reflection and difficult conversations to gain insight and understanding. 3. The revolution. Embrace the transformation that emerges from the rumble, emerging stronger and wiser. Inspirational takeaways from Chapter 4. 1. Resilience Revolution. Embrace resilience as a skill to be cultivated, not a fixed trait. 2. Embracing failure. Failure is not final, it's a stepping stone to growth and success. 3. The reckoning. Acknowledge and own your emotions and experiences, especially the difficult ones. 4. The rumbling and revolution. Engage in self-reflection and difficult conversations to emerge transformed and renewed. 5. Rising Strong. Follow the Rising Strong process of reckoning, rumbling, and revolution to build resilience. Learning to Rise, a motivational journey. Chapter 4 of Dare to Motivational Exploration of Resilience and the Art of Rising After Adversity. Brené Brown's inspiring prose calls us to embrace the challenges, setbacks, and failures in our lives as opportunities for growth and transformation. As you delve into this chapter, may you find the motivation to become a daring leader who understands that resilience is not innate but a skill that can be developed. May you learn to reckon with your emotions, engage in the rumble, and emerge from the revolution stronger and more resilient than ever before. In the journey of rising strong, may you discover the true power of embracing vulnerability and turning adversity into a catalyst for courageous leadership. Chapter 5, The Heart of Daring Leadership. In the heart of Dare to Lead, Chapter 5 radiates with the radiant warmth of Brené Brown's wisdom as she delves deep into the transformative power of empathy and self-compassion. With her signature style of motivational prose, she illuminates the crucial role of these qualities in the world of daring leadership. The gift of empathy. Brown begins by extolling the gift of empathy as a foundational element of daring leadership. Empathy is not just a buzzword, it's the lifeblood of genuine connection and understanding. Daring leaders possess the capacity to see the world through the eyes of others, to listen deeply, and to offer a compassionate presence. Empathy versus sympathy. With a motivational touch, Brown draws a clear distinction between empathy and sympathy. Empathy is about truly connecting with others' experiences and emotions, while sympathy often takes a more detached, pity-driven approach. Daring leaders choose empathy over sympathy, recognizing that it fosters deeper connections and more meaningful relationships. The power of connection. One of the most resonant themes in this chapter is the profound power of connection. Brown illustrates that empathy is the bridge that allows us to truly connect with others. It's the tool that transforms workplaces and communities into spaces where people feel seen, heard, and valued. Daring leaders understand that the strength of their leadership lies in the quality of their connections. The courage to be vulnerable. Motivation swells as Brown emphasizes that empathy requires the courage to be vulnerable. Daring leaders are not afraid to open themselves up to the emotions of others, even when it's uncomfortable. They embrace vulnerability as a strength, not a weakness, and use it as a powerful tool to foster empathy and connection. The self-compassion revolution. Brown then invites us into the world of self-compassion, another cornerstone of daring leadership. Self-compassion is not self-indulgence, it's the practice of treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we extend to others. Daring leaders understand that self-compassion is essential for resilience and well-being. The inner critic and self-compassion. With motivational fervor, Brown delves into the inner critic, the voice of self-criticism that often plagues us. She reminds us that self-compassion is the antidote to the inner critic. Daring leaders learn to silence the harsh self-judgment and replace it with self-kindness and understanding. The cultivation of self-compassion. Brown outlines a path to cultivating self-compassion, encouraging us to practice self-kindness, acknowledge our common humanity, and approach ourselves with mindfulness. Daring leaders understand that by treating themselves with compassion, they become more compassionate leaders for others. The empathetic and self-compassionate leader. In a crescendo of motivation, Brown highlights that the empathetic and self-compassionate leader creates a culture where individuals are empowered to bring their whole selves to work. These leaders foster environments of trust, understanding, and emotional well-being. Inspirational takeaways from Chapter 5. 1. Empathy as connection. Empathy is the bridge that allows us to connect with others on a profound level. 2. Empathy versus sympathy. Daring leaders choose empathy over sympathy, fostering deeper connections. 3. Vulnerability and empathy. Empathy requires the courage to be vulnerable and open to the emotions of others. 4. Self-compassion revolution. Self-compassion is essential for resilience and well-being. 5. Silencing the inner critic. Self-compassion is the antidote to the inner critic, allowing us to treat ourselves with kindness. 6. Cultivating self-compassion. Practice self-kindness, acknowledge common humanity, and approach yourself with mindfulness to cultivate self-compassion. 7. Empathetic and self-compassionate leadership. Daring leaders create cultures of trust and emotional well-being, empowering individuals to bring their whole selves to work. The heart of daring leadership, a motivational oasis. Chapter 5 of Dare to Lead is an inspirational exploration of empathy and self-compassion as pillars of daring leadership. Brené Brown's motivational prose stirs within us a deep longing to cultivate empathy for others and extend compassion to ourselves. Chapter 6, Shame and Accountability. In Chapter 6 of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown illuminates the intricate dance between shame and accountability in the realm of daring leadership. With her motivational prose, she explores how daring leaders navigate the complex terrain of shame, accountability, and vulnerability to foster environments of growth and trust. Shame, the silent saboteur. Brown begins by unveiling shame as a silent saboteur of daring leadership. Shame is the internalized belief that we are unworthy or fundamentally flawed. It lurks in the shadows, undermining our confidence and courage. Daring leaders recognize that shame is a universal human experience, and they are not immune to its effects. Shame resilience. With a surge of motivation, Brown introduces the concept of shame resilience, a crucial skill for daring leaders. Shame resilience involves recognizing shame, normalizing it, and developing strategies to move through it. Daring leaders do not allow shame to paralyze them, they build resilience to confront it head-on. The role of accountability. Accountability emerges as a powerful antidote to shame. Daring leaders hold themselves accountable for their actions and decisions, but they do so with compassion and empathy. They understand that accountability is not about blame or punishment but about growth and learning. The accountability process. Brown outlines the accountability process, which comprises 4 key steps. 1. Stepping into the accountability arena. Daring leaders choose to enter the accountability arena willingly. They recognize the importance of addressing mistakes and missteps. 2. Owning our story. Daring leaders acknowledge their mistakes and take responsibility for them. They do not deflect blame or make excuses. 3. apologizing and making amends. When necessary, daring leaders offer genuine apologies and make amends to those they may have harmed. 4. Learning and growing. Daring leaders view accountability as an opportunity for learning and growth. They extract lessons from their experiences and apply them to future actions. Vulnerability and accountability. Motivation surges as Brown emphasizes that accountability requires vulnerability. Daring leaders must be willing to expose themselves to discomfort and scrutiny. They understand that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness but a source of strength. The transformational power of accountability. In a crescendo of motivational prose, Brown underscores that accountability is a transformational force in leadership. It fosters trust, strengthens relationships, and creates environments where individuals can take risks without fear of retribution. Daring leaders recognize that accountability is not an act of perfection but an ongoing commitment to growth. Inspirational takeaways from Chapter 6. 1. Shame awareness. Recognize and normalize shame as a universal human experience. 2. Shame resilience. Develop resilience to confront shame, move through it, and emerge stronger. 3. Compassionate accountability. Hold yourself accountable with compassion and empathy, focusing on growing. 4. The accountability process. Embrace the 4 steps of accountability: stepping into the arena, owning your story, apologizing and making amends, and learning and growing. 5. Vulnerability and strength. Understand that vulnerability is a source of strength in accountability. 6. Transformation through accountability. Accountability fosters trust, strengthens relationships, and creates environments of growth and risk-taking. Shame and accountability, a motivational odyssey. Chapter 6 of Dare to Lead is an inspirational exploration of the intricate relationship between shame and accountability in the world of daring leadership. Brené Brown's motivational prose ignites a fire within us, compelling us to confront shame with resilience, hold ourselves accountable with empathy, and create cultures of growth and trust. As you delve into this chapter, may you find the motivation to become a daring leader who understands that shame is a universal experience and that accountability is a path to growth. May you embrace vulnerability as a source of strength in the accountability process and recognize that the transformative power of accountability can foster trust, strengthen relationships, and create environments where individuals can flourish. In the dance between shame and accountability, may you discover the courage to step into the arena of daring leadership and inspire others to do the same. Chapter 7, Curiosity and Grounded Confidence. In Chapter 7 of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown leads us on a transformative journey through the realms of curiosity and grounded confidence, showcasing how these attributes empower daring leaders to navigate uncertainty and inspire innovation. With her characteristic motivational prose, she illuminates the profound interplay between curiosity and confidence in the world of courageous leadership. The Curiosity Quotient. Brown begins by unveiling the Curiosity Quotient, CQ, as a crucial factor in effective leadership. CQ is not just about asking questions, it's about embracing a mindset of curiosity and learning. Daring leaders possess a high CQ, allowing them to approach challenges with an open and inquisitive spirit. Curiosity versus defensiveness. With a surge of motivation, Brown explores the dichotomy between curiosity and defensiveness. Daring leaders choose curiosity over defensiveness when faced with criticism or feedback. They understand that defensiveness stifles growth, while curiosity fuels innovation and progress. The Grounded Confidence Paradox. Brown introduces the grounded confidence paradox, a concept that showcases how daring leaders balance self-assuredness with humility. Grounded confidence is not arrogance, it's the belief in one's abilities paired with a recognition of the need for continual learning and growth. The power of vulnerable curiosity. Motivation resonates through the pages as Brown highlights the significance of vulnerable curiosity. Daring leaders approach uncertain situations with humility and an open heart. They understand that curiosity requires vulnerability, as it involves admitting what we don't know and seeking to understand without judgment. The rumble with fear and failure. Brown encourages us to embrace the rumble with fear and failure as an opportunity for growth. Daring leaders are not immune to fear, but they choose to confront it with curiosity. They ask themselves, What am I afraid to learn about myself? And use the answers to propel themselves forward. The cultural impact of curiosity and grounded confidence. In a crescendo of motivational prose, Brown underscores how curiosity and grounded confidence can shape organizational culture. Daring leaders who cultivate these qualities foster cultures of innovation, inclusion, and adaptability. They create environments where individuals feel encouraged to share their ideas and take calculated risks. Inspirational takeaways from Chapter 7. 1. Curiosity mindset. Cultivate a mindset of curiosity and learning, embracing the curiosity quotient, CQ. 2. Curiosity versus defensiveness. Choose curiosity over defensiveness, as it fuels innovation and growth. 3. Grounded confidence. Balance self-assuredness with humility, recognizing the need for continual learning and growth. 4. Vulnerable curiosity. Approach uncertain situations with vulnerability and an open heart, without judgment. 5. The fear and failure rumble. Embrace fear and failure as opportunities for growth, confronting them with curiosity. 6. Cultural impact. Curiosity and grounded confidence shape organizational culture, fostering innovation, inclusion, and adaptability. Curiosity and grounded confidence, a motivational symphony. Chapter 7 of Dare to Lead is an inspirational exploration of curiosity and grounded confidence as pillars of courageous leadership. Brené Brown's motivational prose ignites a fire within us, compelling us to cultivate a curiosity mindset, choose curiosity over defensiveness, and embrace grounded confidence. As you delve into this chapter, may you find the motivation to become a daring leader who understands that curiosity is the key to innovation and growth. May you balance self-assuredness with humility, recognizing that grounded confidence is a powerful force for positive change. May you approach fear and failure with vulnerable curiosity and create organizational cultures where individuals feel empowered to share their ideas and take risks. In the symphony of curiosity and grounded confidence, may you find the inspiration to lead with a heart open to learning and a mind curious for what lies ahead. Chapter 8, The No Gap. In Chapter 8 of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown guides us through the transformative landscape of boundaries and the art of saying no. With her motivational prose, she explores how daring leaders navigate the delicate balance between empathy and assertiveness to set and uphold healthy boundaries, fostering authenticity and trust. The challenge of setting boundaries. Brown begins by acknowledging the challenge of setting boundaries in a culture that often celebrates overcommitment and people-pleasing. Daring leaders understand that boundaries are not about being rigid or selfish but about self-respect and maintaining their integrity. The power of clear boundaries. With a surge of motivation, Brown highlights the power of clear boundaries. Boundaries create a safe and respectful environment where individuals can thrive. Daring leaders set and communicate their boundaries clearly, fostering trust and emotional safety. The No Gap. Brown introduces the concept of the no gap, an internal misalignment that occurs when our behavior doesn't match our values. Daring leaders recognize the no gap as an opportunity for growth and transformation. They use it as a compass to guide their decisions and actions. The art of saying no. Motivation surges through the pages as Brown delves into the art of saying no with grace and empathy. Daring leaders understand that saying no is not about rejection but about honoring their boundaries and values. They offer clear and compassionate responses, preserving relationships while staying true to themselves. The power of empathy and boundaries. Brown emphasizes the role of empathy in setting and upholding boundaries. Daring leaders approach boundary setting with empathy, seeking to understand the perspectives and needs of others. They balance empathy with assertiveness, ensuring that their boundaries are respected without harming relationships. The vulnerability of boundaries. In a crescendo of motivational prose, Brown underscores the vulnerability of setting boundaries. Daring leaders embrace vulnerability as they communicate their needs and limits. They recognize that vulnerability is a source of strength, allowing them to show up authentically and model healthy boundaries for others. Boundaries and trust. Brown explores how boundaries are intimately tied to trust. Daring leaders who set and uphold clear boundaries create environments of trust and emotional safety. Individuals feel respected and valued, knowing that their boundaries will be honored. Inspirational takeaways from Chapter 8. 1. Boundary setting. Recognize the importance of setting healthy boundaries that align with your values. 2. The no gap. Use the no gap as a compass to guide your decisions and actions, ensuring alignment with your values. 3. The art of saying no. Learn to say no with grace and empathy, preserving relationships while honoring your boundaries. 4. Empathy and boundaries. Approach boundary setting with empathy, seeking to understand the perspectives and needs of others. 5. Vulnerability of boundaries. Embrace vulnerability as you communicate your boundaries, showing up authentically and modeling healthy boundaries for others. 6. Boundaries and trust. Boundaries are integral to trust, creating environments of respect and emotional safety. The No Gap, a motivational voyage. Chapter 8 of Dare to Lead is an inspirational exploration of boundaries and the art of saying no as essential elements of daring leadership. Brené Brown's motivational prose ignites a fire within us, compelling us to set and uphold healthy boundaries that align with our values. As you delve into this chapter, may you find the motivation to become a daring leader who understands that boundaries are a cornerstone of respect and trust. May you navigate the no gap with grace and empathy, using it as a compass to guide your decisions and actions. May you embrace vulnerability and setting boundaries, recognizing that it is a source of strength and authenticity. In the realm of daring leadership, may you inspire others to honor their boundaries and create cultures of trust and emotional safety, where individuals can thrive authentically and wholeheartedly. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on personal development, leadership, and book summaries. Hit the like button if you found this video valuable, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback and engagement mean the world to us. Let's grow and learn together.